Welcome to The Explainer. Today we're going to uncover the story of a deity who's part divine inspector, part spiritual protector, and believe it or not, part epidemic-fighting superhero. Let's meet the guardian of Taipei's oldest district.
So when you think of Taiwanese gods, who comes to mind, right? Probably Mazu, the goddess of the sea, or maybe Tudigong, the earth god. But over in Taipei's oldest district, Wanhua, there's another guardian who commands some serious respect, Qingshan Wang.
So, who exactly is this powerful figure? He's also known as Lingan's Wang, which means the honorable king of spiritual peace. And his incredible story as a divine protector, well, it actually begins with the mortal man he once was.
Right, so the story of King Shanwang doesn't start with him as a god. It starts with him as a mortal man named Zhang Kun, a historical figure known for his immense integrity and leadership.
Okay, so historical accounts actually give us two main origin stories for him. One places him in the famous Three Kingdoms period as a general under Sun Quan. The other says he was a general during the slightly later Five Dynasty period. But here's the thing, and this is what's really important. Both stories agree on all the key details. He was stationed in Hui'an in Fujian province, and he was an incredibly righteous leader who was just completely devoted to his people.
Now, what's really interesting is that, regardless of the historical era, the core of who he was stays exactly the same. This saying just captures it perfectly. A role model in life and idol in death. He was such a paragon of virtue as a man, and that's precisely why he was deified after he passed away.
So how did a revered general from ancient Fujian become the ultimate guardian of Taipei's Wanhua district? Well, his journey across the strait actually began with a pretty desperate moment of crisis.
Okay, picture this. It's 1854, and a terrible plague is just sweeping through the area then known as Munga, which was a really bustling and crowded port city. Immigrants from Hui'an, remembering their powerful protector from back home, brought a sacred statue of Qingshan Wang to Taipei. As they were carrying it through the streets in a special sedan chair, the chair suddenly became impossibly heavy and just stopped. Everyone took this as a divine sign. The god himself wished to stay right there. So a temple was built on that very spot, and remarkably, the plague started to retreat. This miraculous event really cemented his primary role as a plague dispeller, but his duties are actually much broader, involving justice and order. And this is where he often gets compared with another powerful underworld official, the city god. So what's the real difference?
You can think of it like this. The city god is kind of like the area's chief administrator. He oversees the entire judicial and bureaucratic system for the afterlife. Qingshan Wang, on the other hand, is more like the leader of an elite special forces unit. Sure, he handles judicial matters, but his specialty is actively hunting down evil and dispelling disasters like plagues.
And this just brilliantly illustrates his power. He doesn't just sit around and judge. He goes on patrol with his exclusive entourage, the Qingshan 8 generals. This unique divine unit, with their fierce face paint and intimidating tiger walk, they act as his vanguard, clearing the streets of malevolent spirits during their patrols. And all this divine power is put on full display every single year during one of Taipei's 3 great festivals. It's an event so significant, it's often called the Manga Big Bye Bye, which just means grand worship.
The festival lasts for 3 days, and it has 2 very distinct moods. The first 2 nights are the Anfang, or the night patrol. This is a solemn, mysterious procession where Qingshan Wang inspects his territory and arrests evil spirits. But the 3rd day, which is his birthday, is the Zhengri, and that is a loud, joyous, and massive parade where the entire community comes out to celebrate its divine protector.
But in an age of advanced science and medicine, you might be wondering, why does a god known for fighting plagues and judging spirits still hold such a powerful place in people's hearts?
At his core, Qingshan Wang embodies something that I think we all crave in a complex and often unfair world: absolute, impartial justice. He represents a power that doesn't care about your wealth or your status, only about right and wrong.
So he serves as the ultimate spiritual backstop. When people feel wronged by the world or anxious about unknown threats, whether it was the chaos of a 19th century port city or a new modern epidemic, he provides a profound sense of security. He is the assurance that a powerful force for good is watching over them.
And this really leaves us with a final thought. The story of Qingshan Wang highlights a universal human need for justice and protection in the face of uncertainty. So whether it's a deity, a mentor, a community, or a core principle you live by, who or what is your Qingshan Wang?